44 photos of the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair, from its brilliant new inventions to its stark racism. A crowd gathers for opening day of the St. Louis World's Fair, April 30, 1904. Crowds gather between exhibition buildings along a stretch of the fair called the Pike. Dancers from present-day Sri Lanka dubbed devil dancers standing in the mysterious Asia section of the Pike. A panorama of the World's Fair. A fairgoer takes a ride on a camel during the St. Louis World's Fair. An airship station at the St. Louis World's Fair. Abraham Lincoln's childhood home on display at the St. Louis World's Fair. In addition to the former president's childhood home, the fair also displayed Abraham Lincoln's private railroad car. Cavalry riding through the streets at the World's Fair. The fair included many exciting attractions for fairgoers, including a reenactment of the Boer War. A crowd gathers outside the French Pavilion at the St. Louis World's Fair. A group of fairgoers enjoys a meal on a veranda. A display of U.S. military uniforms. American imperialism was a strong theme at the St. Louis World's Fair, as the United States had recently emerged as a world power. An elephant made from almonds for the California exhibit in the Palace of Horticulture. The fair's sunken garden, framed by the Palace of Mines and Metallurgy and the Palaces of Education and Social Economy on the left and the Palace of Liberal Arts and the Palace of Manufactures on the right. Fairgoers taking in the sights from an autobus. A group of Filipinos, originally labeled as Bontakigarotes, headhunters. The United States had just acquired the Philippines following the Spanish-American War and brought around 1,000 Filipinos to the fair to be put on display. One exhibit displayed premature babies in incubators for fairgoers to view. As many as 39 of the infants died. The Floral Parade of All Nations procession making its way along the fair's Grand Lagoon. The gondola in the forefront has a sign which reads, "Visit Asia." Inside the Palace of Machinery, which included displays from Jeansville Iron Works, Crocker Wheeler, Doble Abner, Harrisburg Foundry, General Electric, and Westinghouse. An exhibition of Indian Girl Archers at the St. Louis World's Fair. A hydroplane from the Department of Transportation. An elephant slides down a chute at Hagenbeck's Animal Paradise and Circus. Famed Apache leader and medicine man Geronimo at the World's Fair. A General Electric streetcar at the fair. Electricity was one of the most exciting new inventions on display in St. Louis. The Liberty Bell on display in St. Louis. The base of the Louisiana Purchase Monument, which depicts the signing of the Louisiana Purchase Treaty. The Missouri Corn Temple in the Palace of Agriculture. Two operators show off model U.S. warships. The model of a whale alongside several dinosaur skeletons at the Natural History Fossil Exhibit. An Oriental dancer poses for the camera at the World's Fair. In addition to the World's Fair, St. Louis also hosted the 1904 Olympic Games. Here, racers prepare for a 60-meter run. The Palace of Transportation. The Temple of Mirth, where fairgoers could find fun mirrors, a cave of winds, and other sights. A Siam exhibit showing items from present-day Thailand. A crowd gathers to celebrate Roosevelt Day in honor of the President, Theodore Roosevelt. President Theodore Roosevelt and his wife, Edith, at the St. Louis World's Fair. A reproduction of Ireland's Blarney Castle at the World's Fair. A plantation exhibit at the World's Fair. A glamorous Underwood typewriter booth inside the Palace of Liberal Arts. A view of the fairgrounds from the Electricity Building. A crowd at the World's Fair. Future President William Howard Taft, then the U.S. Secretary of War, is visible in the foreground. The St. Louis World's Fair lit up at night.